Hey everyone, welcome back to 5-Day Crypto. My name is Chase. Today we're going to look at ADA. We're going to look at ADA against Bitcoin, and we're going to look at ADA against the US dollar. We're going to start off with the 5-day Gaussian channel on ADA BTC. It's a big chart, a lot of big things happening, maybe important things in the not so distant future. So if you liked the video today, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Twitter, Telegram, and Patreon if you want to learn a little bit more. So let's go ahead and get started. ADA BTC on the 5-day Gaussian. What do we got? Well, look at this trend line, this orange trend line going back to February of this year. Look at where we are now. This current candle closes in 2.5 days. We're at a decision point. Are we going to break this trend line, or is this going to end up being a wick, kind of like back here in April? Notice this long wick under here, and then we closed above the trend line. What do I think is going to happen? Well, if I had to play the odds, because that's all you have in crypto, just the odds, I would guess we're going to close back above this. Why? Well, there's the indicators. It's looking quite oversold, ADA BTC. Also, we should have big support if we come back down a little bit lower over the next day or two. We only have 2.5 days, remember. I would look at this top line of the 5-day Gaussian holding beautiful support. That is currently at 3,500 Satoshis, 3,500. You can see right over here, we're at 36.93 right now. So over the next coming days, because that's all we have left to close this candle, maybe we see a wick down here. That would be kind of my floor support. And then we can hopefully get back above this support trend line, which is currently right about 3,800, just over 3,800 Satoshis. So that is kind of ADA BTC in a nutshell. I do think ADA will do quite well against the US dollar and BTC over this coming, next months, handful of months, 6 months, 12 months, whatever the run up tends to be. Wherever we end, I do think ADA Bitcoin will, continue this general trend up. So let's get over to the US dollar now. ADA BTC on the same chart, right? The 5-day Gaussian channel. Where are we here? Well, look back in July. We had our capitulation basically on all of crypto. ADA held the top line as perfect support with a wick right to, I mean, you can see no gaps or anything, literally exactly on that top of the 5-day Gaussian channel. So are we going to do that again? Well, possibly. And if we do, yes, I would look for that to hold as strong support. ADA is much more bullish than most coins. There's a lot of coins that are either at inside this Gaussian channel or even below this Gaussian channel on the 5-day. ADA has not even entered it ever. It's held nice support back here over a year ago before its immaculate run kicked off. And are we going to do that again? Maybe. That would be our low. Could we go from here? Sure. Well, look where we are on the 5-day. We're kind of right at these kind of previous local highs right here, right? We're kind of in this same zone. So this could end up acting as perfect support. As look, if we zoom in here, look at these candle bodies. None of them have closed under this previous local top here, which is a good sign. Also this top, look at this. This is a nice pattern set up. We could certainly start lifting back up from here. But worst case scenario in my book, would be this top line, which is currently about $1.66, $1.70-ish, right in there for a wick down. That would be only way I see that happening against USD is if Bitcoin has a sudden 5-10% flash crash or something like that. That could certainly happen. Other than that, if Bitcoin just holds stable or even slowly loses value, if Bitcoin just over say a week just slowly bleeds out back down to like 56K or loses 5% or 10% of its value, but very slowly, then ADA could certainly continue that a little bit. But ADA can also altcoins in general can start booming if Bitcoin just slowly calms down without having a 5 or 10% daily pullback. Altcoins can do quite well. However, I think this tends to be more Bitcoin season friendly. So alt season I don't see coming anytime really soon. And when I say that, I'd say the next handful of weeks to maybe might take another month, 2 months. It depends on how fast Bitcoin booms up here. The faster Bitcoin moves up, the harder time alts are going to have to do to explode. Now, keep in mind, there will be a random altcoin, pretty much take turns, as you're seeing right now. I mean, look at Matic today, up 15%. One was last week, right? What was the day before? 1inch was yesterday, right? So there'll be like a different one, it's day to shine, its turn, right? But generally speaking, Bitcoin should outperform the rest of crypto for the next, handful of weeks to maybe handful of months in my book. So let's go see what other charts we have. Well, this is ADA USD on the daily chart with our, our death cross and golden cross. However, as you can see on ADA, it's one of the very few coins in all of crypto that never had a death cross. All going back to way back, right? Back and over in here to kind of the pandemic drop was the last time ADA had a death cross. So that is stellar, outstanding. So I just wanted to point that out, that you can pull up pretty much any coin and they've all had death crosses, and back, a handful of them are back to golden crosses even. ADA has not even had a death cross, so that's super bullish. So what I would like to see, though, to avoid continuing this 50-day moving down towards the 200, because that would be your death cross when these cross. When you're 50, we just barely avoided it back in August when we got liftoff again. So this is the kind of move we need again. You have to get your price action above your 50 if you want your 50 to move up, right? So that's what I'd be looking for. But ADA is much more bullish just based on chart patterns alone than most coins. So let's go look at our weekly chart. This is our kind of a bull market support band. Look where we are for weeks now. These are weekly candles, 1, 2, 3, 4. So over a month of straight support right off of these lines. What are these lines? The 21-day EMA, or 21-week EMA, excuse me, in the green, and then the 20-week simple moving average in the red. So right now they're pretty much neck and neck, and we're holding that very nice. Now look at some kind of similar patterns. See this kind of consolidation phase, and then this kind of tear up, this jump up, and then a little bit of a minor consolidation phase with some tests of this weekly moving average. Look here. Consolidation phase, tear up, kind of consolidation, retest of the 21-week, just like back in here, and then look what came next. So is this on the horizon? We don't know. Maybe we're in this kind of week and we got a couple more weeks of kind of just hanging out and more tests, but look, we've already done it 4 weeks. We did it about 4 weeks last time as well, before the more explosive moves out of ADA. Could this happen again? Of course. We could last another couple weeks testing this, but as long as we're holding this as support on any coin, ADA especially, we have the recipe for liftoff again. So that is some nice news. Let's look at some other things. ADA USD daily chart, RSI, the relative strength index. So we're relatively low, right? This doesn't mean ADA doesn't have the strength, right? Generally, when you're down here, it's oversold, right? Too many people are selling. Almost everyone is selling technically, but down here, and the opposite is true when you're up top. You're bought, right? Everyone is buying and almost no one is selling. So technically, when you're really high, you want to think about getting ready to sell. When you're really low, you want to be thinking about getting ready to buy. Now, you don't want to use just one indicator to buy or sell. Just a general frame of mind is that you want to tend to avoid buying when you're up this high, okay, and tend to avoid selling when you're down this low. It's kind of the opposite of the mindset. Usually everyone's euphoric when you're up in here, and only up is the frame of mind for humans. And down here tends to be, if you think back to mid-July, when everything was crashing, this is when ADA was $1. A lot of coins were at their, pretty much their lowest we've seen in a long time. And the market sentiment is just rampant bad across the board. Those are generally the times you want to be buying, which is kind of the opposite of what your mind is saying and all of the internet. But so right now we're kind of trying to break back up to towards the upside and get to these moves. When ADA does these kind of moves, this is when the big price jumps come. So what I would like to see is, what I'd already like is that we're making higher lows, right? And we're kind of forming this kind of flat top up here. Once ADA kind of breaks above this 50 to, I would say 55, if you see it above 55, I would say ADA is ready for a more significant move. And you can kind of see this area is kind of what I'm looking at. See this resistance? Then we came down to kind of this area of support, right? And then same thing. So once we get above this, so 54, 55, and we're holding above that, that's when I think you'll see ADA really start moving. All right, stochastic RSI. So this is based on the RSI, and this is your momentum of the moves. So look at our momentum. It's shifting up now on the daily chart, so that's a good sign as well. Go over to the weekly, the bigger picture. Look at this. Our momentum's been going down since September, but look like we're maybe trying to bottom out here and go back to the upside. So I'd watch this on the weekly. This should update Sunday evening in a couple days, right? And then you'd want to see this update with a cross. You want to see the blue flip around and, something like this right here. Cross back to the upside on a weekly scale. That would be good for ADA to continue its move up. I think ADA will do very well in this next move up. It just might take Bitcoin calming down first before ADA kind of makes its bigger moves, but I think that's coming. I think ADA will easily reach $10 this movement up, and I would say could even reach 20. Much beyond that would take something pretty significant, but somewhere between 10 and 20. I know it's a big range, but I mean, pretty certain 5x is pretty nice. So ADA was 2 cents last March, and the pandemic dropped. So, and it was under 10 cents for over a year. So ADA's already done over 100x since then. So very good. But this is that chart. I wanted to remind you again, ADA Bitcoin has been generally trending up. The 5-day Gaussian channel, I would look for support there. And then I think we could have the more explosive moves against Bitcoin, one, and also against the US dollar. But this is the beginning ADA BTC chart. So let's watch for this in 2.5 days and see what we end up doing. I think we'll probably close above it. I would guess we would. I'll leave it at that. Crypto Fear and Greed Index, where are we at now? We're at 71. We're still in greed. So we've been here for a handful of days now, right? Going back, what we want to look for is if you want prices to continue going higher, we have to break the high. We don't want to hold that as resistance, and we certainly don't want to go below 70 because that would make a lower low. 70, we talked about this yesterday, 70 kind of going back for a while tends to be kind of our lows that we get when we're in greed. If we start breaking below 70, tends to be a little bit more short-term bearishness. So watch for this range, 78 to 70. If we move outside of one of those numbers, it's likely we're going to continue in that direction for at least the short term. So if you wake up and we're at 69, 68, we're probably going down for a little bit. If you wake up and we're at 79 or higher, we're probably going to continue up for a little bit. So just keep that in mind. All right, quote of the day by Jim Rohn, one of my favorite guys. If you don't know him, I highly recommend reading his books on or in real life, or the paperback book, or on Audible. He's definitely can help you out if you're trying to be a better person. So don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. One of his great quotes. So Jim Rohn, he's no longer living, but pretty cool guy. Car of the day, my favorite car in world history, the Lamborghini Centenario. This one is the Roadster. This is the exact spec I would get, as you can see right here. And with the yellow on the tires is awesome. It has carbon fiber wheels. The Centenario Roadster like this actually has no roof. There's no removable roof. There's just no roof. You don't get to add it. There's no option for it. Zero roof. But it's like $5 million. Odds are you probably have a decent garage if you have this car. So all this is the whole body is carbon fiber, first of all, but it's painted over. And then all these, look at this. I just love the rear diffuser here. The triple exhaust, Centenario badging. These are, the roll bars are like carbon, forged carbon. All the side skirts are carbon. The yellow touches are just amazing. There's no other car on planet Earth I would rather have. So it's obviously not the most expensive, but it's up there. But this is the model car. Just got this recently. It's the exact one that you see in the picture. It's even got the yellow tires and everything. It's the real carbon on the rear diffuser. It's my favorite model by far. This is super cool. And the wing even does the real, like, see how it comes up? it does that, but then it has like the stage 2 where it comes up higher and it has like the active arrow so you can like control it. It's legit model car. This cost me a pretty penny, but watch the door. This is the only model car I've ever seen. It has spring-loaded doors. I've never seen that before. I thought that was a super nice touch. It even has carpet inside. The seats are, everything down to the minute details are accurate. There's legit carpet in here. The doors are like gloss painted carbon fiber inside. It's got this damn glass inside on the door panel. I'm beyond impressed with this model. And then just like in the real one, I can't get it off, but this whole back part comes off, shows off the engine. The whole engine bay is like done in real carbon fiber. But as you can tell, I'm pretty excited about this model. That is my, I could only, if I had unlimited money and I had to pick one car and planet, that's it. Exactly. Just like that. All right. I don't think that, oh, crypto meme of the day, which we forgot. I can't wait to get back to this. Everything's green and everyone's just joyous all around. I think this day is coming when we all forget about the red days or the bear markets and we're just making stupid money. This is where I want to go. And here's our second Friday meme. I love it. The real bubble is the US dollar. Goodbye. Bitcoin's going to take over planet Earth. I believe it. All right, that's it. If you've watched this long, I appreciate you, Rockstar. Happy Friday. It's Friday, right? Happy ADA day. ADA's in my top 5 if you're watching this long. Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA, Link, Cardano. ADA is Cardano. What else? I got a couple hidden gems that I'm watching. Matic. I like it for this run. What else? AVAX. Those two are probably in my 6th and 7th right there. I got a couple others. Let me know, comment below if you want some more tips. If you watch this long, you deserve it. Happy Friday. If you got any questions, let me know. I'll be here all week, all month, all year. Hopefully, we're getting ready to start our big run. Watch that Bitcoin dominance. It gets above 50. You're going to see some serious shit. Have a good one.